welcome everyone to the Rapid Mining YouTube channel. So yeah, I don't even know where to start. Well, I do. I just said welcome, so we have a nice start here, but let's do our roll call like we usually do. And then from there, I don't know. Things have been pretty crazy this week. Okay, let's go here. Who do we got here? We got Adam. We got Joshua Zhang. Adam again. Dream Crypto Mining. Welcome. Maximilian. Big A. Maximilian G. Adam. MO7 Marauder. The Couch Yeti. There's some, it's a little bit of a, whatchamacallit here. Some comments here. So Big A does say, I have a decent GPU farm and looking into Raptorium, but I have a feeling it's just the flavor of the month like Chia was earlier in the year and that it hasn't done anything after initial pump. I just wanted to clear something up on that comment there. This is like Raptorium's 5th, 6th, possibly 7th pump. They've been around for 3 years, but recently just came off testnet within the past year or so. So, you know, they've been around for a while and they've been pumping ever since. We were way below a cent before, you know, as a crypto or whatever grows, you know, it pumps up to a level, then it drops back down. And then eventually it breaks that previous level and comes back down. And we've been through like 5 or 6 pumps now in the past little while. And Chia did not do that. Chia came out, it was high, it was pumped right off the get-go, and then it crashed and it hasn't touched anything ever since. So I just wanted to kind of point out on that thing there. Raptorium does have huge potential. If you're selling now, I highly recommend not to, because next year they are adding smart contracts according to, you know, their roadmap and everything. So the coin is supposed to just get better and better. So do not sell today, wait till tomorrow. And I got some other interesting things we will look at later on. Anyway, back to the roll call here. Coach Yeti, welcome. Bojangles. Oh, I'm going to butcher this. And you're a member. I'm so sorry. Nikili Vanilla Ice? I'm just kidding. Welcome. Responsive Resolve. Rainbow Allen. Myself. Rapid Mining, because I did post there. Random Allah. Fundwiser. Welcome. Stephen Cochran. Dream Crypto Mining. Responsive Resolve. Cliff Huffman. I tried, you know, adding you when you became a member. Welcome to the Rabbit's Den, becoming a loyal member to the channel. It wouldn't let me find your name for some reason. So, and then I misspelt it. So, you know, big fail on my part from the get-go. So sorry, but again, welcome to the Rabbit's Den. Much appreciated. Gary Peters, Miguel P, Rainbow, Dream Ridiculous, Dave Collins, Midnight Miner. Thank you for the $10 donation. It'll go towards our Threadripper fund if you are unaware. I'm trying desperately to try to get my hands on a 3990 64 core 128 thread 256 megabyte of L3 cache, I believe. CPU, it's a mining monster possibly. Oh, my phone's going off. Crazy stuff all across the board here. And I'm tangled in wires. Like everything's just crazy and hectic here right now. So Dream Ridiculous. Oh my gosh, so many people here today. Welcome. Kestrel 68, Zabo, and Ordex. Okay, looks like we are caught up and everything's up. So what's going on, everyone? Raptorium, massive updates here. So let's check the price. This morning it was 7 cents. Like seriously, 7 cents. Let me adjust my screen so you guys can see some stuff. Bam, bam. Here we go. So we're down to 6.5 cents. And you can notice, based on my other profits that I just did 2 days ago, we're just over 2.5 cents. So now I just got to punch something in here. Let's look at our USD. So 187 average is what I was getting. So let's look at that. 187 per rig average. That is $12.25 USD. That's insane. We're going to go to a 3090 right now. Look at this. 130.90 before power. $8.99. We're like $4 per day more profitable on a single rig. That's insane. $650 to build a complete rig. Maybe not anymore. Scalpers are starting to get a hold of it. But when I built that, $650 for the complete rig. That's motherboard. That's your SSD. You know, that's a CPU. Everything. Complete rig. Not the power supply, because I did have a lot of extra. You know, I bought that stuff when it was cheap long ago. But again, you know, everything for me to build that was $650. Canadian 3090 from Best Buy, standing in line, Founders Edition. The cheapest version at MSRP is $2,100 with GST. And let's take a look at the power. 320 watts mining Ethereum for $9 a day, or 97 watts per 3900X at $12.25 a day. That is insane difference right now. This price has just gone insane. Like, people are saying, hey, your numbers are wrong. I just did that 2 days ago. Those numbers were 100% accurate 2 days ago. And then the price just went 3x right across the board and everything's totally different. What do we got here? Let's take a look at the network hash rate. It is insane. Mining pool stats. I think we're almost at 100 mega hash across the network now. So keep in mind, as the difficulty goes up, so will profits. Everything will drop. Where is it here? You can see there, 102.7 mega hash on the network. 3 days ago was 70 mega hash. Last week, 2 weeks ago, was 50 mega hash. It is climbing fast. And with it, obviously, all the CPUs are following with it. Everyone is buying them all. I did see kind of a decent deal today. You know what? If I mention it, it's going to be sold out in 2 seconds. You know what? I'm just going to show you guys because first come, first serve, I guess. Let's go to Amazon right here. I just want to show you guys something. I totally butchered that name, Amazon.com. Oh, I'm going to have to switch this out so I don't KYC myself. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, looks like I'm good. Boom. We're in the business account. Look at a 3900X. Adjust my screen so you guys can see this. $767 now. I was buying these before like $500, $520 all day. 726 and like new 700 like new and used right here, $767 plus $50 shipping. They're not even in Canada. You got to get them imported. So look at that. Let's look at this price right now. $767 plus $50. We're over $800 now. But look what I found. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Boom. 3950X. Buy them now. $806 new and used. Same price as a current 3900X scalped. You can get a 3950X. There's only 3 in stock. I had one in my cart. It's still in my cart. I was going to make the purchase, but then I didn't. There's 3 in stock. So if anyone is looking, use my links first. Be sure to use my links in the description. But you know what? I wouldn't recommend buying at MSRP though, but people are buying them like crazy. It's insane right now. And that Threadripper is definitely looking pretty good. Oh, did I just close out everything? No, I didn't. All right, close that. Go back to here. Boom. Insane. So today we are going to be building. Let me just show you guys right quick. Look at that. Got our parts laid out here. I got an X470 MSI Gaming Max, which is sold out everywhere. You can't find them on Amazon or anything, at least for under $200, which is insane. I got 2 pieces of RAM here. We got our cooler. We got our power supply, everything. But this rig may potentially not work when I am done because we're kind of going back in time here. Yesterday, I was recording a 2x3900X build, and this one did not want to boot. So I was like, uh-oh, I got something bad here. Remember, I found these on Amazon warehouse sales. I put it in. I started pulling it apart, and the CPU ripped right out of the socket, stuck to the cooler, which I always talk about what not to do, with the pin down when it was locked in. So I'm thinking it didn't even lock in initially. So I kind of put it in and I got it in. I checked the pins of the CPU. Everything was good. I left the cooler off and, I kind of moved around. Lights turned on. I killed it right quick. So I'm going to build this rig again live here. And we're going to see if we can get it to turn on or not. Because I don't know. I'm a little iffy. This may be a dead CPU or a dead motherboard. But we're going to find out once I do put this together. I just wanted to run through all this little quick stuff first. So are there any quick questions we want to get around there? I know there's a little popular one. People are curious about the hash rates on Raptorium and the Ghostwriter algorithm. Now, it has 20 different mini rotations. Instead of one straight algorithm, or like Ethereum, for example, mining with your GPU, let's say, you're getting 61 mega hash. You stay at 61 mega hash unless, you start getting rejected shares from too high of a memory clock. You got to tune it down a little bit. It'll drop to say 60, 60 and a half, but it'll stay the same. Raptorium has 20 different mini algorithms, also known as rotations, within it. So that means 20 different hash rates and 20 different power consumptions right across the board. So to actually measure your hash rate on Raptorium, you're going to have to go by your daily pool average every day, and it will change every day based on which rotation it does hit, more in the last 24 hours. I've seen a 3900X hit up to like 14.5, 15 kilohash, and I've seen it as low as 1 kilohash. So just because you see, oh, I'm at 3 kilohash, now it's at 8, now it's down to 4, bouncing around like that, that is 100% normal. Don't worry about it. Nothing is wrong. Same thing. I saw some people in Discord, my average is only at 2.8, but I'm hashing at like 8K right now. Well, after every block, 1 to 2 blocks, it will change every single time. So keep that in mind. The algorithm is always changing. If you're seeing huge fluctuations, that is 100% normal. So I just wanted to point that out. All right, guys, so I guess let's just get into this and see if we can get this rig to work. I'm going to find where ZV1 there. I'm going to switch my audio capture over, so hopefully you guys can hear me all right. We'll do a quick test. Bam, bam. Can you guys hear me all right? Let me know in the chat if everything's coming through. I swapped my mic over, so we should be good. Just move that up. Bam. And then I need my little picture. There we go. Let's put my little symbol. Uh-oh, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. Yeah. We're going to watermark this thing. Boom. There we go. All set. Sorry I joined late. What's the network hash rate on RTM? Chatcoin. It is currently sitting at 102 point something mega hash right now. So absolutely parabolical, insane. All right. So everything's coming in good, I guess. Let's see if we can put this thing together. You know, we could probably put this thing together in like under 5 minutes, but I kind of want to go through some parts and whatnot so that everyone has an idea of what I'm doing. And I'm still trying to talk into my mic. Ouch. Well, it's, you know, on a separate mic. I'm climbing over, trying not to knock anything over. All right. Here we go. I just got to check my phone, make sure everything's coming in through. Adjust my screen so I can see your guys' chat happening. All right, everything is looking good. All right, first things first, we're going to look at our CPU here. Or you guys want a parts list. So I do use G.Skill Flare RAM right here. Bam. This is G.Skill Flare CL14 RAM. It is the cheapest 8.75 nanosecond latency RAM I can find. So the lower the number, the better, because you do get faster speeds in between everything. So this is why I go with it, and I can only find it in 6 gigabytes. So that's why a lot of people ask me, how come you're using 6 gigabytes? That is why. That's the smallest amount I can find, and it is 2 sticks of 8. Here is our CPU. Whoa, it's kind of weird looking into this monitor here. All right, here's that CPU. Pins and everything are looking good. It's kind of weird getting this up here. You guys see that? So there's our pins and everything. I'm gonna slap this thing in, unpin right here. Boop. Now there is a little corner, if you're unaware, first time ever building a PC, and this thing is not focusing for me. In the corner, there's a little triangle down here, and in the bottom left, there's a white dot. Those two do have to line up. Now this is the issue I found when I first pulled it apart. I'm just gonna let it drop in. So it did drop in now. I'm gonna take my camera and kind of show you something here. Boris, I see you in the chat, so you might have an idea of what could potentially be going on here. But here we go. Now this corner here is still up a little bit. It's a little loose little here. So even though it felt like it came in, this is why I always do the little wiggle before you install a CPU to make sure it's in. So I'm gonna put a little bit of pressure. Oh, this thing feels like it actually went in this time. Last time when I did do this, I had to pop it in a little bit. It looks like we may be good. All right, good stuff. So, I'm gonna get my camera back on the old microphone ordeal here, tripod. Get some zoom in action for you guys. Hop it over. All right. So I'm going to put a little bit of pressure just to make sure this goes in and actually locks this time. So CPU does feel like it locked. Now, here is our actual cooler. First thing I want to point out, will we get a focus here? Focus for me. There you go. There's an L and an H. I already have it on the H. H just unlocks the fan to hit higher RPMs, which does allow for better cooling. So I always do that. Some people miss this, or you might not even see it. It is really hard to see in there. It's kind of blending in, but make sure you do swap that to H. This is just your standard stock cooler. Now I'm not putting this on right off this get-go here. I'm gonna plug in my power and everything, and I'm actually gonna see if this thing will fire up with nothing on it. Because if it doesn't boot up now, there's no point even going forward. So we're gonna get our 24 pin in here. Bam, like so. We're gonna need our CPU power pin. Pretty simple. 2 4 pins slide right in there. 1 and 2 for 8 pin total. Bam, there we go. Now I am gonna plug in this fan just so that we can get a power readout, because if it all boots up, then obviously if the lights turn on, we will see it. Slide this over just a little bit here. Obviously we need our RAM, so always here you, oh, where's my camera? So here you can see facing out. If you take this away from the CPU, put it this way, DDR4 will work, but be careful, always check it just to make sure. I've used this RAM and motherboard so much, I know exactly where they go. So obviously we need dual channel mode, which is A1 and B1 in this motherboard, so it's going farthest out, 1 and 1. Click, click. Slam this side in here. Click, click. Now, technically, if this thing boots up right now, we should be good to continue on, but we are about to find out. Again, I'm turning this on, no cooler, no paste, nothing on it, just to see if it initially will fire up. I'm gonna plug in the, get the plug here. Who thinks it's gonna work? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna fail? Let's get some guesses out there. First time boot up too, we need our power switch. This bad guy right here. Zoom out. Oh, it won't focus. Darn you, camera. All right, so here we go. Plug in our power switch. First 2 pins. Power on. Okay, I'm gonna hit this power switch. If this light turns on our cooling fan, we will be okay to continue on. If not, then we might have to play with our CPU or something, or figure something else out. So I'm about to hit the button. Bam. Okay, we're on. Looks like it did want to fire up there, so that is a good thing. We can continue on with our thermal paste, our cooler and everything, and we're actually almost have this thing 100% built. This thing is really fast to slap one of these things together. Next step, we are going to need our thermal paste here. I use Noctua NTH1. Is that what it is? Yes, NTH1. This is their older stuff. They do have an NTH2, I believe, but always do that. I got these with all those NHD15, so I got a lot of extra thermal paste. Most things do come with it. Get that in there. See if you guys can kind of see. This is another thing I kind of want to go through with some people if they are unaware about their thermal paste applications with a Ryzen CPU. It's a little different from Intel. Maybe the newer Intels may have changed, but majority of the Intels, their CPU, their little chip is right in the middle of their Ryzen processor. So that's why a little bead in the middle is fine. With a Ryzen, they got 2 chips, and it's usually located just underneath the R and the Y here on the left side, and just underneath the Z and the E on the right side. So what I do is I go a line right across the middle, right underneath that Ryzen there, and then it'll spread out. And these are the 2 most important points that you do want to keep cool with these CPUs. I will get this back on there, apply my thermal paste. I'm probably desperately going to fail at it. I'm not the best thermal paste applicator. Some of you guys may have seen that. All right, upsy daisy, there we go. Let's get this right across here. All right, yeah. Oh yeah. Boom, look at that. That's actually not too bad. That's not too bad of a job at all, really. Looks pretty sweet. What is that, Sean W? CPU mining isn't profitable today. Some jerk is hogging the network. I don't know who that is. Someone better get that guy. Who's hogging the network? Everyone get him. I'm going to pull my fan out for a second here, just so I can get at this better. This cooler can be a little bit of a pain to get on. Get all these cables out of the way a little bit. Bend over, buddy. Thank you. All right, so you got to get this back one in first and then clip the front one. If you are at an angle a bit, you will sit on top, but I guess we're going to find out what's going on here. So I'm going to lift it up at an angle like so. Just got to get this back end on. It clipped on already like so. See, angle. Now we're going to pull this out. Make sure we're on straight, nice and straight. Push that in. Boom. That is that easy, guys. It just slid right in there. That was actually a nice, good one. Now keep pressure down on this, and then we're going to clip it. Bam. And one more. Good to go. So our cooler is now installed. Fairly easy. We're going to put in our fan cable. Now this gives power for the RGB. It does come with 2 separate RGBs depending if your motherboard does support it. I use Hive OS, so you can't control any of that anyway. So this will just give random RGB colors anyway if you care about RGB at all. Let's get this in. Boom. All right, done. Look at that. We are pretty much set. GPU, so we can test out our BIOS and everything. Better pull all these Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoins off of here. Much thanks to Fudweiser for actually sending me these bad boys. We are gonna zoom back out. That's to about right there, I guess. Smash this in there. And going to a splitter. This is an old school GT670, I believe it is. It's like a 2 megabyte card. So I don't know, it could probably, there are some coins that can mine, but power and efficiency and all that good stuff, probably not existent. Look at this, like this is an old card, and it uses an 8-pin and a 6-pin connector. I probably don't need both, but I just slammed in, you know, get in there, buddy. There we go. Threw in a splitter there just because, and this does not want to go in. I'm failing. There we go. Okay, there we are. Motherboard is in, GPU is in, everything is all set. That is a complete system ready to roll. All we do have to do now is plug in our actual monitor, which I got sitting here. Need a monitor, HDMI cable. Let me know in the chat, how many times have I just KYC'd myself? Probably 100,000. Okay, gotta plug this in as well. Where's my keyboard? Uh-oh, where did I leave it? Oh no, I left my keyboard in the other room. I will be right back, guys. Sorry about that. And I'm back. Okay, power cable. Better get this glass of water out of here. Last I heard, water and electronics don't like to mix too well. Could be wrong though. May just be a myth. Let me know. Get all our stuff out of here. Gonna bring up the monitor. Banging everything, broken the rig. All right, monitor here, keyboard. Now we do not need a mouse. This is all ready to go flash for Hive OS. So all we really do need is to set our motherboard settings, boot it up, and if everything is all set and fine and dandy, it should boot into Hive OS. I'll just find out. Ethernet cable. I always forget the Ethernet cable. That thing is always a forgotten thing. Okay, so I think I am good to go here. Make sure monitor on, power back in. Okay guys, moment of truth. Is this thing gonna fire up for us? We're about to find out. Oh yeah, we're live. Smash that delete key. Actually, first time you boot this, probably do not need to hit the delete key because it asks for first time setup, hit F1, all that stuff. But I always do, force a habit, I smash that delete key. I'm gonna move this down so you guys can see the BIOS and stuff now. If it decides to load, we're about to see, are we gonna have issues? Are we gonna have issues? Are we booting? Boot, 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 or are we broken? Uh-oh, we might be broken. Thank you, monitor on. Hit that F1. I see some lights on the motherboard here. We got to take a look, see what they are. It is saying, I can't see. Oh, I can't see what it's saying. DRAM. The DRAM light is on. Look at this. I'm just going to show you guys. We got a DRAM light issue right now. Look at that. See right there? I don't know if I can zoom in. It does say DRAM. Are you going to focus? It's not focusing, but it does say DRAM. So, I had this happen once before. So I'm trying to get my camera back on the tripod. I'm just going to pull the RAM out and we're going to throw it back in and see what happens. That did fix an issue once before when I could not get this to boot without a GPU. So we're going to turn that off right quick. Just going to pull my RAM out. And then just snap it right back in. 1, 2. It's maybe a dud right from the Amazon warehouse. Things you deal with. First one that never wanted to fire up for me. And of course, it doesn't want to work here either. All right, re-clicked everything in. Turn back on. Let's see if something happens this time. Keep smashing that delete key. Monitor is on. All right, we're still not getting a signal. We're still getting the RAM. Maybe we got some bad RAM this time. I'm gonna try one stick. Let's try one stick, see what happens. Or pull, actually, you know what? I'm going to go grab my CL16 RAM. Where do I have that stuff? I got my old Vengeance RAM here somewhere. We could try that and see if it does anything. Boom. Give me a second, I gotta find some other RAM, see if that's the issue. Here we go, troubleshooting. All right, it's fairly close. I didn't have to go too far at all. Okay, I'm gonna pull this stuff out of here and tell Newegg, you guys sent me some bad RAM, potentially. Or who knows, maybe something's wrong with the RAM slot on this motherboard. Whole bunch of different things could be going wrong. But I am farther than I was the other day when I was building this because it didn't even boot. Would not get any power. RAM out. RAM out. All right, we're gonna go with some Corsair Vengeance here. This is CL16. Not the optimal stuff, but it'll work. See what the issue is first. Maybe see if it's RAM or not. Because I know this RAM works. It used to previously be in my workstation, and I've used it in these motherboards. So if it doesn't work now, there's an issue with potentially these RAM slots or the motherboard. And you can't get these anymore. Even if I was to send this motherboard back to Amazon, they'd just be like, oh, sorry, we're out of stock unless you want to pay an extra $150. I'm going to be like, nope. No thanks. I don't pay scalpers nothing. I never do. Never have, never will. All right. So, let's go. Round, what is this? Round 3, round 4, round something. Boom. Let's try this again. You gonna boot for us? Are you gonna boot for us? You got the fancy lights happening on it now. Looks like we're still having issues. Maybe it's memory training. Maybe I should just leave it for like 2 hours. I don't know. I'm gonna go check out, see what this thing is saying again. It does look like, the DRAM is still on. So there's something going on there with the DRAM. I don't know if it's the motherboard, the slots. I could potentially try a different slot all by itself. And then, like you said, maybe I just have to let this thing sit for a while. So I could try that too as well. But I'm gonna use one stick in a different slot and see what happens here. Troubleshooting broken rigs. Pull you out. All right, pull you out, and I guess we'll try. I'll just go with the very first slot here, next to the Ardelio CPU cooler. There. Here we go. Let's see what happens. One stick in a different slot. See if we have any type of progress whatsoever. Oh, red light again. We got the red light. Gonna make sure it is the same red light though. Oh wait, it looks like a different red light now. It moved. Oh, it's moved. What's going on? Oh, we got a bad CPU here possibly. Look at this. Memory module were found on non-optimized memory slot. Something. Oh wait, run setup. Hold on, we may be getting into. Oh, we're in the BIOS, guys. We are in the BIOS. Look at this. Okay, well, we'll set this up with one stick in the totally non-optimized slot and see what potentially could be going on here. So I'm going to show you guys what we do have to do to set up our BIOS for these MSI BIOSes. That is a really common question as well, if I can get this all tuned in. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that all okay. First things first, F7. And I'm going to go into my settings here. Do you guys see everything all right, I hope? The camera's kind of glitching out. Darn you, camera, why are you doing this to me? All right, well, we'll try that, I guess. So I'm gonna go into advanced. We're gonna have to find something that says something to do with power. So power management setup. Restore after AC power loss. We turn that on. Just like GPU mining. Same thing always goes on every motherboard when it comes to mining. Now we're gonna go back into our OC settings. Now I did want to try something different and test bench this, but I do got to figure out what is going on here first. So we're going to go all-core overclock. From auto, I'm going to go to 3.8. I'm going to start trying 3.8, do some power tests and see if we are, a little more, what our hash to watt ratio and everything is. I got to go down to 1 volt. We're going to use 1 volt again. Where's CPU all-core CPU core voltage right there. So I'm going to shift plus, override mode, and then now I'm going to shift down, and we're going to go to 1 volt. So there you can see 1 volt on our override mode. And again, people that are curious, XMP profile is disabled. Yes, I can get more performance if I run an XMP profile. Again, I do only have one stick of RAM and stuff in. But when you are running dual channel with 2 sticks, up to 3200 megahertz, I find it less efficient than leaving it disabled and only running at like 2400 megahertz. So I'm leaving that disabled. We are gonna hit F10. Okay, good to go. Hopefully this thing should boot into Hive OS now. Once I am in Hive OS, I'm going to check it out on the desktop. We're going to shut it down, pull the GPU off, and then we should be good to go. 100% mining, get it all up and tuning and whatnot for Raptorium. But I do have to figure out this RAM situation, what is going on with this later on, sometime this weekend or something. But for now, it looks like we are up and running. Let's just make sure this loads into Hive OS all right. Check out the chat while this thing boots. Oh, we still got the CPU thing. Some memory, yeah, I know. MSI, are you gonna boot into Hive OS, or are you gonna keep doing the CPU memory optimization thing? Oh, your focusing is messing me up. Uh-oh. Wait, don't remind me. Okay, don't remind me. Where is that? Oh, I hit tab and it went off. I should have probably went to don't remind me. Oh, there we go. There's Hive. So it keeps telling me something about memory optimization, but we're just passing that. We'll figure out that issue some other time. Got to get this RAM to work. I might try this RAM in a different rig to see if that's the issue, but I don't think it was. It's something to do with those 2 dual channel slots. Are you going to boot in the Hive? Come on, boot in the Hive for us. I'm going to do a reboot as well to see if we get that. Okay, we are in Hive. Looks like Hive OS loaded up just fine here. I am now going to go into my farm on my desktop. Move this out of the way. Picture, audio capture, full draw screen. So we're going to turn. I am back live on the desktop here. So let's take a quick peek. Rig 11. I have 11 rigs on here now, so it does look like it's detected. Boom. So yeah, rig 7 right here, missing flight sheet. So rig is all good to go. It is detected. There's our GTX 670. I'm going to SSH into this bad boy right quick here. Yes, blah, blah. Proceed. Username and password. Here we can see our rig. I'll move this so you guys can actually see that. Okay. Why is it not letting me pick? Oh, wrong one. Drop. There we go. Still moving the wrong one. There, now you guys can see. Okay, so we are SSC'd and we can see everything in the rig. Rig is good. Good to go. Now I'm going to reboot it. Normally I would just shut it off, pull the GPU off, but I'm going to reboot it to see if we get that CPU issue, because we got to get that bypass, because we don't want that happening without a GPU, because we won't be able to see anything. So I'm just going to go in here, hit the reboot option, and then we're going to see if this thing reboots or not. We'll go into our, where are we at? Oh, I still have my audio going. You guys are probably hearing 2 audios. Sorry about that. Were you guys getting 2 audios from me? That probably sounded really weird and annoying. Put the RAM in A2. I can throw the RAM in A2. Bam. All right. Stop doing. Okay, we're getting that same issue, guys. I needed to change though. Oh, it went all by itself. Stop. My camera is being, a pain. I can pull the power pin off. Power cable is now off. So this motherboard does have RAM issues. Voice is doubled. The voice should be good now. I did disable it. Is the voice disabled now? Because I was on the wrong mic. I had both mics still operating. It's crazy. I got a whole bunch of different mics set up everywhere, and I did accidentally have that set up. So I got to reboot this yet again. I need to tell this thing to skip. Stop reminding me about the CPU thing so that I can actually pull this GPU off and get this thing to boot by itself. Okay, rebooting. I should probably plug the mouse in for this, actually. That might help out my situation. Protect the mouse here. Oh, that's it. Come on, mouse. Oh, no mouse operation here. Alright, missed it again. We're failing this miserably. Well, we are booting decently. We just got to get rid of that error. It keeps telling us the RAM optimizations. Broken stuff from Amazon here. We got a dead motherboard. Well, half dead. That's probably why it was set back. Reboot. Let's make this smaller. Make that smaller. Hello, anyone know why my screen on the GPU is freezing, but before that it looks like it has a problem with the Wi-Fi connection. It says connection to API server failed and then the screen freezes. What are you running? Are you in Hive OS or are you running in Windows? Wow, guys, we got 214, 216 viewers. Smash that like button, guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button too if you are new. And oh my gosh, I gotta quit this. I'm just gonna hit the power button. I missed it again. Come on, mouse. Oh, no mouse operation here. 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 Come on, mouse. Oh, no mo Reading through the chat here, we kind of missed over our little option off. Need to skip the booting ordeal. Okay. Load. Don't remind me. There, we hit it that time. Stop reminding me about this nonsense. Now I'm gonna do a reboot, and hopefully it does not bring up that error, but we'll see. Hurry up and load. Check out the chat while this loads again. I'll probably miss something else. Mr. Roboto. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to have two bikes go on. It was an accident. All an accident. Okay, we are loaded up in Hive. Now, last reboot. Reboot. Are you going to work? Okay, we are rebooting this rig, hopefully with no errors. If that's the case, I will shut it down, pull this GPU off, and see if it boots up without our GPU installed. If it doesn't, I will have to go back into the motherboards depending on your brand. Most of them do have the option. Some of them might not, but for this particular one, you do have to ignore VGA detection in order for it to boot without it. But only sometimes. It might depend on the BIOS version. I have not touched any of the BIOSes in any of these. I think they all have different BIOS versions. But in the past, I have noticed when I used to mine XMR, which is Monero, that different BIOS versions can increase your hash rate. So I do encourage trying every BIOS version there is, as long as it supports the CPU. If you go down on, if say you're using a 5000 series CPU, and you go below support of a 5000 series, that CPU will no longer work. So make sure you do use a BIOS that is for the CPU that you have in it. So we are booted up here. Looks like no errors. So we're going to shut it down now. Shut down. Continue. Shutting down the rig. I will pull this GPU off and we will see if this will boot. But now I'm going to probably go into Roboto mode for a split second here. I'm going to swap around. Okay, go to there. And now. Okay, so I should only have the one mic working, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not in Roboto mode. I should only be on my mic that's through the camera. Unhook our PCI Express. Pop the GPU out. Like so. Monitor out. And all you gotta do now is fire it up and it should be running. So I'm gonna hit the power switch here and see what happens. Power. Guess I gotta turn it off before I turn it back on. There we go, look at that. On. Move this RAM out of the way. The monitor is not needed anymore because we are no longer running with it. Move our monitor out of the way. Okay. I will now watch this rig do its thing. Is it going to load up? Back on our workstation now. I am tangled up with wires all over the place. All right, let's see if we are detected. Rig 7 still not detected. Wait for this thing. Oh, that says 11 online there. iOS is slow sometimes, but it does not look like we're loading. We may have to throw that GPU back on and enter that BIOS and do its fantastic little boot through errors section. Unless we did hit that error, or it's Hive. Look at Hive loading. Loading. Come on, Hive. Why do you gotta do this now? Stop being a pain. Oh, that part updated. So it should have been loaded by now. So I'm definitely thinking we got to put that GPU back in there and fix this all over again. So let's do that, I guess. Huh? Sounds like fun. On top of Hive really taking its sweet time. All right, we need our monitor back. We need our GPU back. We're about to enter the crazy zone. This is only the second time I've ever had this happen, but it does happen. Okay, so how should we put this in the right way? We're all backwards and clustered now. Keyboard, it's there, that's there, monitor power. Good to go. Power on. Here we are. All right, we're powering back up. See if we can find something that tells it to detect. Boot through our VGA errors. Swapping mics again. Here we are. Settings, I believe it is. Let's go to advanced now. Where would this be? I can't remember. Nope, not there. We don't need any 4G decoding or anything. That is for if you're running multiple cards. I think over 2 or 3 cards you will need that. Integrated peripherals, where is it? VGA card detection right there. So we're at auto. We are going to ignore. So I just hit ignore VGA card detection, F10, good to go. Now we're gonna see if we get that memory error or something. Maybe that happened as well. Just gonna let this do another boot so we can shut this off in Hive OS, see what happens. MSI. Okay, it looks like it wants to go into Hive, everything as is. So once it boots up, we will shut it down again and attempt try number 10,005 or whatever we're at. I know my desk is so full of stuff right now. It is, oh my gosh, it's packed. I got my notepad on the other side here full of notes on different tests. And I currently have like 2 different rigs on. I'm pretty much on 4 different pools right now with 3 different miner versions. So I got a lot of stuff going on like all the time. It's insane. Okay, we are in Hive OS, so we will shut it down now. Bam. Let's just make sure Hive is saying we're in Hive OS because, okay, yeah, Hive is saying we're in Hive OS now. So shut down, confirm. Shut down. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we are shut down. Let's pull this GPU off again and see what happens. Do I got the right mic here? Yes, I do. Too many mics, too much stuff going on. We're cluttered like crazy. Power off. Bam. Bam. GPU is out of here. All right, guys, here we go. We ready? Is this going to work? Let me know. Work? Yes or no? Yes or no? There we go. Kind of tip this over so you can take an eye on the old rig. Okay, Hive, let's see if you boot up now. Now, if it doesn't boot up this time, I don't really know what's going on with this thing. I definitely need to figure out what's going on with that RAM though. There's something wrong with those slots. Maybe, you know, a speck of dust. Maybe I should blow it out or something. See if this thing loads. Rig 7. Root. Let's see if we're connecting to root here. What's going on in the live chat while we check all this stuff out? Go into the live chat for a second. See Boris's comment. What's going on? Where's Boris's comment? Boris's comment. Boris, did you see the screen? I'm looking at your comments. Where is it? X470 MSI, yeah? The setting in the motherboard? Yeah, that's what we just checked out. Unless there's another one. Maybe there's another one. Uh-oh, we're still having issues here with this thing. There's something else. Boris, what do you say? Is there a different one? Did I miss a certain one? These are the only things I've ever done before, and it's always worked. So this is pretty sad on my end right now. But I've been having issues since I picked up this motherboard, so who knows what's going on here. Does Boris have another comment? Let's have to wait for Boris's comment. Does not look like it wants to boot again. There is an issue. Okay, still offline. So there's an issue. There's another light on here. I just want to see what it is. Let's take this out. Here you guys can see we have another light on right there. It's the far right one, which is boot. We're having a boot error. We gotta go fix our boot error. I don't like you. I'm gonna throw this thing in the garbage pretty soon. I can't send it back to Amazon because it's, hey, I wonder if I can send it to Amazon and get like $200 for it, because that's what they're worth now from all the scalpers. We're having a boot error. All right, I'm gonna leave that one in there because it has been booting. I'll deal with the RAM issues some other time. Bam, bam. Let's see if we can find another hidden gem. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, MSI. Let's see what you got. Back to the monitor. Yeah, I already told it to ignore the GPU, but it still does not want to work. But everyone that was here from the start, this thing has been having issues since I got it. But you know what? Let's see if there's something else hiding in here. So let's go to settings. Advanced. Oh wait, let's go to boot. What's going on with boot? Full screen logo display enabled. Auto clear CMOS. Yeah, we don't want that happening. All this stuff looks good. PCI, integrated peripherals. It's set on ignore. Onboard line controller enabled. SATA mode disabled. All this stuff looks correct now. So yeah, ignore VGA. Interesting stuff. I may have to keep this GPU in here for a little while until I figure out what's actually going on with this thing. Power, that's all good. Nothing to do with our OC settings. No administrator stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Everything is still set the way it should be. Get out of here. Oh, show the BIOS version. Okay, I'll go right back into it. Which BIOS version is this? That could should be an issue. This guy, unless this is a different BIOS than what any of my other rigs have had, because it's the same motherboard I use on every single rig, and it's like up and running in 5 minutes. Except for this one, which I had issues from the second I got it. BIOS version is Saturday 8 day. Where are you? 12 core memory BIOS version. H60 BIOS build date is 2020, so it is fairly old. We could potentially flash it, I suppose. That could be a good thing. I gotta find my files USB to see where exactly my... I do have one with BIOSes in it. I have no idea which USB it is. But yeah, we could definitely check out a BIOS flash here. Let me check my computer. I have no idea. I was not prepared for any BIOS flashing today. I gotta see if I can find one. Okay. When we talk about criminal histories, what is in this USB drive? What the heck? Is this the right one for this? Okay, so this is a USB with looks like boots and flashes in it, but I do not know which one it actually is. If it's for my Gigabyte one or not. Or maybe. Oh, I don't know where my flash drive is that I use all my booting with. Flash drives. Hold on, I'm gonna go find me a flash drive. Okay, we are back. What is on this one now? What is on this drive? This looks like BIOS versions. Hopefully it's for the right one. All right, let's try one of these. This was not on the itinerary. BIOS flashing was not on the list of things to do today. But you know what? This thing is incredibly broken, so let's try it. Go down, scroll. Oh, wrong keyboard. OC, profile, M flash. System will auto reboot and enter flash mode. Yes, I do in a second. Once I insert my drive. Okay, what do we got right now? We got H60 in here. Bam. You guys ready to help me brick something even worse? Enter boot mode this year, please. Sorry, this camera does not like to want to focus on the monitor too well, so if you guys are like, oh, here we go, all over again, don't remind me. Entering flash mode. And flash, directory. Okay, are these even the ones for this motherboard? Directory, HP, H6. I'm gonna have to go to the old MSI website here and make sure these are correct for this thing. MSI. No, I don't want the B550. BIOS. Boom. Okay, HD2, 7Bs. These look like the correct ones. Yes, there's HC right there. So I got most of these in. What's this one here? Oh, never use a beta version. You can see right here, that says beta version. Don't use a beta unless you really want to wreck. So HC looks like the latest. So I got that one on here, so I guess I'll do that. That one right there, 7B79. Yes, so here we go. Sorry, select the right file. Is that the right file? I believe so. Okay, yeah, let's just do it, see what happens. BIOS is updated. BIOS is updating. Please hold on to your seats because who knows if this thing will ever work again. Oh wow, it's slow. All right, well, that's doing this thing. I'm gonna swap over mics and let's talk about whatever's going on. Boom, we are live back on the main station. So what's going on in the live chat while we do wait for this thing to flash, see what happens. Next time, take a B550. It's a party. Rapid Mining, go to MSI website, get the latest one. You can upgrade the BIOS on the BIOS itself. Oh, right on. Oh, I had a flash drive with these already. I just had to find, and I believe I found the correct one. We'll see what happens. I've never had to deal with this one, this issue ever before, but you know what? Maybe this time we do. Maybe it'll fix the RAM issue, but it might not either. We'll find out when all this is said and done. Newegg had 8 few flights ago. Wow, there's so many people added me. I missed all of them. Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to the chat. I've been, trying to get this thing rolling. I did not really expect this thing to even work. So we are actually making progress because it went from not working at all to at least booting a little bit. Okay, yeah, I think I'm caught up on most of the chat. Everyone's just hanging out between each other, so that's a bonus. Who do you have online for support? I don't have anybody for online support. I do my own support. I'm not sure what you mean by who do you have for online support, but I don't want to talk to any of those people at these websites. They don't like miners. But we're waiting for this thing to flash, and then once it's done, we'll see if this thing will boot. Get the latest BIOS from their website, which is what we have according to this one. 7B79VCHC is what I am currently installing I hope, unless I read all that wrong. There's a RAM in A2. Right now, I'm just on a random slot. I think A1. I gotta look what I'm in. Yeah, I think I'm in A2 right now. I might be in B2 right now, actually. No, it's A2. But after this, we'll see if it boots. Then maybe I'll try the other RAM again. It may be a potential fix. Oh, do you guys remember what version that is? We should have compared. It was a 2021. Let's say what the old one is. Oh, we're picking up the speed. Yeah, it doesn't say. I'm trying to see which one we potentially had upgraded, what the changes were in the BIOS from the previous. But I do not. Oh, that's 2019. It was something from 2020. 2020. Oh, it could have been any one of these. We had H60. It was H60 we had, right? So audio chipset, that one updated. Optimized support for 5000. Optimized resizable bar. Improved AM4. Nothing to do with memory or anything in any of these updates since the one I'm guessing we had. I guess we'll just find out, see what happens. Things never usually go wrong though. This is like the very first time, and it's just sad that it has to happen during the live stream. But I was expecting things to go wrong because when I was doing my video with my two 3900X rigs yesterday, this one would not boot. So I figured, you know what? Let's do this one live and see if we can get it to work or not. So yeah, that's what's going on here. I didn't really expect to even get this thing to boot at all, but we were getting it booted. We just can't get it to run without a GPU now, or get it to run with decent RAM. In the end, I may just have to send this motherboard right back. But who knows? We'll find out what happens. 8 RTM in 14 hours at 0.9 kilohash seems wrong. 8 RTM in 14 hours at 0.9 kilohash, so almost 1 kilohash. That made you laugh too. Brandon Coin, what's going on? Thanks for the $3 donation. That is going towards my Threadripper fund. I'm gonna start a Threadripper GoFundMe or something. I need to find a 3990X to see how good it was. But again, you know what? I don't know if the 3990X will actually perform as well as 4 or 5 3900X, or you know comparison of the smaller versions, because the clock speeds are a lot slower on it. it's only like a 2.8 or something to a 3.4 boost or something like that. And if you do run CPUs into their boost range, they're highly inefficient. So the 3990X might not be that great. So it might be better off with something Boris has, like the 3970X or something, maybe better. If you're unsure what I mean, look, we can just run the PC part picker while we wait for this thing to do its thing. Let's go PC part picker. Go to Canada. What's going on here? Run into Canada here for Canadian prices. Browse products, CPU, Threadripper. Price, lowest to highest, whatever. Cool. There we go. So look, this is what I mean here. Look at the 3990X. Make sure my screen is good. That you guys can't really see that right now. I'm gonna go down to here. Screen is all messed up. But look at the 3990X right here. It's 64 core, and it works out to be 128 threads. But it's only a 2.9 gigahertz with a 4.3 boost. So remember, we run at about 3.6, which is going over top of your default value. A 3900X is like 3.8 to a 4.6 boost or something. So running 3.6 is undervolting. Now, if we were to run at 3 or over on the 3990X, we would be, oh, it looks like we're booting down on the rig there. It's rebooting from the flash. But it does look like we'll be using too much power because we're going over its initial core clock. But if we look here at like the 3970X, it's 3.7 up to 4.5. So we could undervolt at 3.6 for better efficiency than say the 3990X. So again, I'm up in the air about the 3990X actually performing as well as the other CPUs because we are running 3.6, not 2.9. So I am up in the air on that. Let me know, what do you guys think about, that whole type of consolation type of ordeal that I just spoke about? Where is HiveOS? Right there. What is going on here? Oh, did I just miss everything and it booted? Let's turn my camera back on. This thing is trying to boot or something. Where is my proper ZV1? There we go. There's the ZV1. Switch my mic back over. There we go. What's going on here? I don't see nothing. Maybe we broke it worse. Oh, my monitor was off or something. So what do we got going on here? Nothing is dead. You done flashing? Doesn't want to do it. Oh, loaded right in the HiveOS, so we missed all that. Okay, so we can pull out the USB. We will check our hard drive. We're gonna pull out the USB. We're gonna check, see what's going on here. This is an interesting episode, huh? Was not expecting to run the computations. Now we're doing like everything we possibly can to get this thing rolling. All right, so we're in there. HiveOS booted up. Refresh. If it refreshes, HiveOS really has to pick a good day to be slow. Oh my gosh, really? Hi, fix your network, something. There we go. See, we're detected. Reboot, please. Thank you. Make sure everything is good in the BIOS once this thing reboots. None of that CPU type of error or anything. Maybe I should try the RAM again. Should we try the other RAM again just because? I'm gonna smash the delete key though. Oh, we're getting the CPU thing. Something to do with the RAM. It could just be saying, you're using the wrong slot. Fix your mistakes. All right, F7. We are in a 2021 HCO BIOS here. Looks like, what is the build date? 5/18. So May 18th. All right, OC settings. System status. No, we don't want that. Integrated peripherals. We want, we got that back on. So we're going to ignore VGA detection again. So that got reset. Everything probably got reset here. We're going to have to go into our power ordealio. If I can find it. Where's my power? Restart the power loss. Power on. Okay. We're going to go back into our OC settings. And we're going to set this to 3.8. XMP we're keeping off. Remember, no XMP profile, runs less efficient. Where's our voltage? CPU core voltage. We're going to override mode, drop that to 1 volt. Bam. F10. Hit that. There we go. All right, so we completely set up the BIOS again with the VGA detection turned off. So it should ignore this GPU. Once this loads in the Hive, we'll shut it off, pull the GPU and see what happens this time. And if it doesn't work, it's garbage. Throw it out. Maybe I'll give it to one of you guys. We'll figure it out. Something's wrong. Something's going wrong here, but. Temporary issues. Loading in the Hive. This thing's all working good. No memories. Make sure no lights are on over there. Okay, yeah, all the lights are off. Do its sweet little boot thing. Is the 5900X viable? What do you mean by viable? Viable for what? Mining? Of course it is. Okay, we're loaded up in Hive according to this. I just want to SSH in. This makes it a little earlier detection. All right, I can just keep that there. So we're going to shut this down. Boom, shut down, pull this GPU and see if we made any progress whatsoever. Let's hope this BIOS upgrade fixed our issue. Come on, there you go, off, there you go, nice. Fully depower. Bam. Bam. Okay. GPU is out of there. Okay, guys. What do you guys think is going to happen? Let me know. Hurry up. Let me know before I hit the power button. Is this going to work or is this going to fail? All right, let's get a nice angle on this thing so we can watch it. There we go. All right, in 3, 2, 1, action. I guess I don't even have to watch. Oh, there's a red light. I'm watching the feed. Light changed and moved. Oh, it's off. Light's off. You see the light on the far right corner there? Those error lights. Now, if no light comes on now, we should be good. Let's find out. It'd be really interesting. So someone that said update the BIOS, great tip there. I've never had to update the BIOS previously, but it looks like, you know, this version might have been older than all my other ones out there. So this BIOS, it looks like it may have worked. I do not see that light coming on. I'm just gonna hover over here. Yeah, no light, so we probably are booting in Hive OS. I'm assuming we should be picking this up now any minute. Connect. Oh yeah, we're connecting. Boom, we're in, guys, it worked. BIOS upgrade fixed that issue. So it was the BIOS that would not allow this to work through there. So that's a good tip, nice, good stuff. We all know this now. Never had this issue, but the second issue is the RAM slots. I guess I could try the other RAM, but we are live. Look at rig 7 is good. We are detected, nice, good stuff. The rig is alive, but now we only have one stick of CL16 RAM. It's a single 16 gigabyte stick, so it's a little overkill for that. This was what was in my workstation. I had 32 megabytes in there, but is 8 gigabyte okay or 16 better? 8 gigabyte is just fine. The only reason I do use 16 gigabyte is, like I said, this RAM, which is, I can't see my screen, so I don't know if you guys can see that. This RAM right here, zoom out, is the smallest. It's the cheapest, fastest 8.75 nanosecond RAM that I could find, and it only comes in single 8 gigabyte sticks. So a package, a package is 16 gigabytes. Do I still have PC part picker on? Yeah, I'll show you guys right here, actually, what I'm talking about and what I mean by that. So here's PC part picker. I'm gonna go to browse products, memory, adjust my screen so you guys can see this. I will turn this off for now. So let's look at CL14 here. CL14, I'm gonna make it super cheap. So right here, G.Skill Flare X, you can see 8.75 nanosecond. Going by price, It is the cheapest 8.75 nanosecond RAM, and it only comes in 16. When you click on this, you can only get 16 or 32 gigabytes or more. You cannot get 8 gigabytes. So that's why I do use this. It's the cheapest and fastest RAM I can find for this price, and it is $139 here. So that is why I do use this. That's why it's also 16 gigabytes, because it's not because I choose 16 gigabytes by choice. But yeah, looks like we're live now. Nice, this thing is running. So should we try the RAM again? I guess, you know, why not? Let's try the RAM. I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna throw the other RAM in now and see if we get an issue or not. So wish me luck. Boom. Here we go. We're swapping the RAM in. We're putting in our good RAM now. Discharge. Open. All right, let's get this RAM in there. Second slot. Bam. Bam. In. Okay, guys. Moment of truth. Are we gonna fail or are we fixed? Just watch the red lights. All we gotta do is watch the red lights, I guess. See what those red lights do. Where? Oh, I gotta turn my ZV back on. Boom. Oh, we got a red light. Hopefully it turns off though. Turn off red light. I should probably have the GPU back in for this because it, what's it called? Okay, we got a massive red light here. It's probably, I switched the RAM around, so it probably needs a GPU to do the detection, everything all over again. This is crazy. Drive myself against the wall here. Off. All right, let's see what the GPU is saying with the other RAM. One issue fixed and another one, well, another one didn't pop up. This was the original issue right from the start. Where is, oh, where's my cable? There we go. HDMI cable over here. Bam. Engage. See what this thing starts to tell us. Uh-oh, I have the keyboard too far away to smash that delete key. Might not even need the delete key actually. You could use one stick. Again, you'll get less hash rates using one stick. This thing doesn't even want to boot with the 2 RAMs, so there's something definite issue going on with those RAM slots for sure. Not doing nothing. All right, shut her down. Shutting you down. You're getting boot errors. Looks like I'm going to be running. I'm just going to try one stick of this RAM now. That'll disable, you know, a RAM test, because we do know it works in that single slot with the other RAM. So I'm just going to move this to the first slot here. I believe it's A2. And boom. See if it boots up in the first slot where our other RAM was. So we know there's definitely some type of dual channel issue happening on this motherboard. And you know, just for the most efficiency, I'll probably just have to send this thing back. Change due to that. Yeah. So it loaded in here just fine. What all did change though? Move that up. There we go. Okay, system settings. Don't want that one. Did it change anything in our BIOS? We are still set to ignore. So nothing has changed in the BIOS. It just Oh, got like things going on here. All right, so we're good to go. It didn't have that thing. I'm gonna shut it down, pull the GPU. This RAM is good to go. It is a dual channel issue, something to do with those slots right there. And this is probably why this thing was sent back to Amazon. And it was sitting there on warehouse deal. Now they do say they, you know, inspect and check everything, but obviously they don't. See if this boots up. This should go into Hive OS this time for sure. Moving in, disconnect. Wait a little while. Do we have a red light over there? Any red lights? Oh, I don't see any red lights. Swapping mics again. I'm getting a little better at that mic swap thing. Rig login. Okay, so we are definitely booted up. We're in Hive OS. Everything's good. Rig is running technically. We just can't run it off our optimal dual channel rank. So you know what? Forget it. This can be a nice tester for single sticks of RAM on totally optimized wrong slots. So we're going to get this thing up and tuning. We're going to tune this thing right now. Flight sheet. Where is my tuner? As you can see, like, so I do have a flight sheet. Let me just turn this off for 1 second here. There. So I have a flight sheet for everything. I got flock pool test. I got supernovas, community pool test. I got a tuner 1.1.19 running. But for my tuner here, I still got a rig on it tuning. But as you can see for my tuner one, I got to make one for a benchmark. It makes everything so much easier. So you can see it's just set full tune. So this is what I want to do. Don't need to update or nothing. So I'm going to put my tuner one. I'm going to engage that right here. Bam. Now on this screen, it should just begin tuning that easy if the miner ever starts. Oh, it's got to download, do all its thing. Got to download the miner. Unable. So this is something with the new version Hive OS. You can see up here. Please consider running as root to enable MSR in large pages. In Windows, this is where you do your system reboot and everything. But as of what version are we on now? 1.2.4.1. You don't worry about that. Ignore that. It does load it here. You can see in red. Huge pages is set up successfully. MSR is set up successfully. So right now we are doing our full 222-minute tune on this rig. It's all up and running. It's not 100%. We got a little GIMP lag on it. We're running 1 stick of RAM, so on an unoptimized RAM slot. Later on, you know, maybe I will try to look into this, see what's going on. But hey, you guys just witnessed some obstacles to deal with, and this is the first time I actually did ever hit these obstacles when building any of my CPU mining rigs, and this is my 10th one. So that's how rare it is, but it does happen. I was just it's bound to happen just for, you know, through odds, you know, bad CPU, bad motherboard, bad something showing up. And this was everything I bought was used because it was warehouse deals. But yeah, we solved the problem. We got it working for the most part. So it'd be interesting to see what the average hash rate and everything, how this works out compared to the other rigs. Because again, 1 stick, I could use that other stick and another rig to order. I could cut all my other rigs down in half and see it, because I did do multiple tests in the past, and it isn't a major game changer of a difference using 1 stick versus 2 sticks and all that stuff. But again, we are using 3.8 here at 1 volt, 1 stick. Very interesting to see how this will actually perform. Where's my small screen here? Bam, bam. There we go. You guys may have seen also, I was wearing my sweater. If you're unsure, I do on my website here, rabbitmining.com. Check it out. I do have a merch store, which does not work on, the merch store works. But if you have a dark mode on, you can't see it. So you do have to turn on light mode, and now you can see everything. So here's a bunch of stuff at the store you can see. These are Canadian prices, so obviously if you're in USD or Europe or something, it'll be cheaper, but this is all Canadian prices. And yeah, this is my merch store. Check it out, rabbitmining.com, if you want to check it out. And yes or no, maybe so, up to you guys. But I'm gonna go back home here, click on dark mode, and then, you know, get back to my price gauge here, because this is my, right, check out all my prices, see what's going on with the crypto market right there. Crypto price, RTM. Why is it only, what? Was that right? Does that say 14 cents? I'm not reading that right. That is wrong. Just refresh this. I don't know what's going. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That is absolutely wrong. I was like, what is happening? What am I in? 14.1. Yeah, what exchange is that? Because you could definitely cash out massive right there. According to this, we're still at 6 cents, so that's pretty darn good. Raptorium is having a massive spike right now. All right, let's do our AMA aspect of everything. We got this rig going. Show the no tune option, please, in Hive OS. No tune? Like you want to skip the tune? Oh, what is that now? All right, let's see if we can find something here. We're gonna go into here, edit, set up. So no tune. I'm going to have to find my actual miner here. No tune option. So Raptorium, open file location. Where's the README? Tune config. I gotta find this. I'm still on 1.2.2 because really the latest updates, they're only for Intel CPUs. So if you are on AMD or Ryzen, you don't have to update. But Hive OS, you know, I just hit the OK button. No tune right there. So no tune, stable tuning, blah blah blah. So I gotta figure out what the Hive OS version of no tune is. So force tune, full tune, tune full. So no tune. So for no tune, I suppose I would have to go tune full. Just no tune? I don't know. I don't know what that would be. Let's make a new flight sheet and see if it works. Let's just cancel this tuning process. I don't want to wreck any old ones. I'm going to take tuner. Where's tuner? We're going to duplicate tuner so that we don't wreck anything and everything is already there. Tuner miner. Okay, we're going to edit this. We're going to call this no tune. No tuner. We're calling that one no tuner. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I got to check my screen. All right, looks like it. So everything is good. Raptorium 308. Yeah, full tune true. So we do want, I guess we're going to adjust this to no tune potentially. I don't know. No tune true. I don't know if this is going to do anything, but let's find out. Apply. Update. Rig 7. Okay, let's go to no tuner and see what it says. I don't know if this is it or not. I'm making this up as I go. Oh, I'm already in there. Miner. Come on, miner. Please consider running. There we go. We're going with no tune. So that is the command. That's what we figured out. So there you go. No tune is that. So I'll just bring it right back up for you again. So we skipped the whole tuning process here and we are at no tune. So there you can go semicolon, no slash, not a slash, but the little line deal, tune, semicolon, or quotation, semicolon, space, true is no tuning in Hive OS. So I'm going to shut this off now again and begin the tuning process. Where's tuner? Okay, tuner, go to the moon, tuner. Now let's see if it'll begin tuning again. Miner. Come on, miner. There we go. Yeah, so now we restarted the tuning process. So that did work. No tuning. We skipped it. It started mining. And now we're fully tuning it with this one stick. So great. We just figured that out. I was not aware of how to even do that, but now I guess we know. And there is our rig. It's still sitting there. You know, it's a happy little thing. It just doesn't want to use those RAM slots. I don't know what's going on with that thing. But hey, whatever. Do what you do. Oh, my little RM picture. I disabled my little thing right there. See? There we go. Any more questions out there? Tune config, my tune file. Oh, now you want to get technical with like finding individual files? I've never done that, so I'm actually not sure how to do that one. I've never done the no tune either, though, but we figured out. Oh, Stevie, that's right. You do have one of those hoodies. Yeah, I wear it all the time. Everywhere I go. I want to look for a winter jacket so I can have my big Rabid Mining winter jacket. I'm wearing it right now, actually. Like, well, my sweater. I'm always wearing it. Check it out. That's it. But, yeah, I want to find a big winter jacket, and I'm just going to deck it out, and that way when I stand outside a Best Buy drop, so it's being full winter Rabid gear. What should be a good temp on a 5950X? Oh, let's find out. I'm running 44, 45 cells. Oh, never mind. I'm streaming. I'm not mining or anything right now. But I think depending on the rotation, 44 to 55, it seems like a decent temperature for mining. What do we got here? I can't see how many likes. Guys, can you tell me how many likes there are? I do see 182 viewers, but I cannot see the like button. So I don't know. It's all dotted out to me. You guys must have did like 1,000 or something. Hey, no problem, Northwest Quake. Consider becoming, a loyal member of the channel. It's much appreciated as well. You really want to get my attention, smash that super chat button. We are having a Threadripper fund. Well, I'm attempting to try to have a Threadripper fund because I'd love nothing more than to see how a Threadripper hash rates, and that would be just amazing. 100 watts. Oh my god. OMG. All the motherboard, CPU, HD, etc. 100 watts. What's 100 watts? That RAM slot issue will result in lower hash rate. Yes, I definitely know it. We're going to have a lower hash rate on this, but I'm just going to run it for now. I'm going to tinker with this a little bit later on, see if I can actually get this working. And if I do get this working, most of you guys know what I'm talking about here. My double 3900X video, I don't know, probably come out Monday or something on the build, but that will lead up to this one not wanting to work at all. And then now you can see we kind of got it working, but I'm going to figure something out. There's got to be something simple here, something probably dumb I didn't think of yet to get that working. Or, it's just a faulty motherboard. It just has issues. I have SSD, no GPU. Oh, no SSD, no GPU. That's no good. Any ads, anything, any questions? What time is it? 12:35. Oh my gosh, we've been here for a little while. One of my throat is killing me, but that's okay. We'll take your questions. Let's take this price. This is insane though. I cannot believe how much of an increase. Oh, that's what I want. Some more. I wanted to go through iNodes and stuff with you guys. Look at like a kind of a plan here that I have. I was thinking about it last night, and this just oh, my camera almost fell over. So this just popped in my head, and I think it's a real thing. As we know, Warren Buffett says, he has a quote there. If you guys are unaware, something like, if you're not making passive income, then you're going to be working for the rest of your life. Raptorium is a pretty good passive income maker if you think about it, especially if you add smart nodes. Now, I'm going to go into my stats here. Oh my gosh, so there's 453,200 in Raptorium in here. That's not even what I'm going to look at. What I'm going to look at is what I've been pending. So I have 3,605 Raptorium pending. So this is what I get paid out every Sunday. Now think about it. This does go down, as the nodes become higher collateral, which is every 4 to 6 months. I'm not sure when the next one is, but say Raptorium in a year or two now hits $1. It's $2, whatever. And obviously a lot of people that still have Raptorium, if they sold it too early when it's cheap, like right now, I'm sorry, but in the future, when it does hit $1, $2, good potential there because they are adding smart contracts. It is a kind of a privacy coin. People love privacy, and it has other mixture of BTC and everything in the coin as well, which we won't get into right now. But think about this: 453. Say 2 years time, I got 1 million in here. Say this would go up to 5,000-6,000 RTM every Sunday, but as it goes up, maybe it's only 2,000. Let's just say 2,000 or 3,000 every Sunday. $1. That's $3,000 every Sunday. Keep your huge chunk in there and sell maybe that 3,000 every Sunday. That's $3,000 a week. That's $10,000 a month. And your big chunk lump sum is staying in there, collecting more and more interest. You're not wasting it. You're not spending it. You're not selling it. You can literally live off this. If Raptorium was to hit $1, if it was to hit $2, that's even more insane. But just think about that. People just think all the big chunks all the time, like, oh, I made this much, I'm going to sell it. What if you stake it and just work off the staked funds? That may be better long term. Again, not financial advice, never financial advice. This is just something I was thinking about, and it makes a lot of sense to me. But again, Raptorium has to shoot up in price. The crypto market, there's always a crypto winter on the verge, and all that happens. Sure, something hits big, maybe you sell a decent chunk for a rainy day, but just leave it alone there, and then you just kind of work around your weekly staking funds and stuff like that. So just one thing I was kind of looking at, and I thought, wow, this is interesting. Everyone's thinking $1, $2, sell your Raptorium, you're a millionaire, you're whatever millionaire, but then it's gone. What if it goes up even higher? What if it drops again? You never know. Nice to get the little chunk for a rainy day, save enough for a couple of years or two. but live off that weekly income. It's a possibility. You know, the sky's the limit. We never know what's going on. But I just thought I wanted to put that point of view out there to people instead of the people that are like, okay, I made this much, sell it all. Well, now it's gone. What happens if it goes up? But again, it could go down at the same time. You never know what's going to happen here. But yeah, this is what I'm getting. Looks like I'm at 3,605. Remember, when I did that video a few days ago, where is that? Boom, right here. What is my weekly payouts? I was at 25.18. Do you guys see this? I got my rig there. Like when I did this 2-3 days ago, it's sitting at 25.18 and it's still building each day. Like I said, you get that interest every day. Sunday is the payments. This is the same number. I'm at 36.05, so I was almost 1,000 off when I did that. So let's take a look. 36.05. What is that right now at the current RTM price? That's 240 USD in the week. None of my power, not my mining, none of it. It's just sitting there in the smart node. That's what I'm going to get on Sunday. Well, I still have tomorrow, so another days will go on there. It might be at 3,800 by the time I actually get it tomorrow. I don't know, but that's insane. Now, I'm from Canada, so that's even a bigger boost because our dollar's not worth anything, which is good. When the dollar goes down, I love it because it makes crypto worth that much more. So that's $301 a week right now already just from staking. That's not too bad. But yeah, that's just my little point of view out there. Smart nodes, other ways to do things and look into stuff. Raptorium is definitely looking great. What smart node is that? That is iNodes, which is, I don't know, they're the original OGs of the Raptorium network, I believe. There are a bunch of other smart node companies out there, but iNodes seems to be the most advanced. They've been around there for quite some time. They're not the largest, but they seem, pretty good. And the guy that runs it, he's a wicked guy. 300 watts. Oh, so cool, bro. What's 300 watts? What are we talking about? What's 300 watts? Money invested 500 a week ago. Now it's 6x. Not going to sell for a year. Yeah, hold on. We don't know. Like, it could crash tomorrow. It might stay crashed for a month or two. But what's going to happen? Say 4 months, it quadruples. Like, it's a long-term hold. It's still building. Raptorium's devs, they're really, really active. They're trying to get on more exchanges, more and more. And as more exchanges do bring it in, then, there's more people that may potentially buy and sell it, which leads to higher price gains. Same with all the miners out there. More miners that are cramming in the network. Yes, that is bad for us. We're getting less rewards, but at the same time, that's more people knowing about it, and then more word of mouth getting out from all those other guys mining it. And, people just start to ripple effect. So a year from now, all this word of mouth and everything talking about video cards, whatever, and Tom's Hardware and everyone talking about Raptorium is getting into the eyes and ears of a lot more people out there because of it, which could lead to more people using it, future long-term type of thing. Did you sold some RTM to use to buy more CPUs? No, I've never sold RTM. I've sold my Ethereum to buy my CPUs, but my RTM is holding. I use up all my Ethereum. I'm holding on to RTM because I don't know, imagine we're sitting at 6 cents right now and that seems crazy high. But what if it does hit $1 or $2? We have no idea. There's potential, but it might not. Can you sell it all? If I wanted to sell, I could for sure sell it, but I'm not. I just went through the iNodes thing. I'm not selling nothing. I'm waiting at least 2 years before I do anything with Raptorium. I'm holding it, getting the biggest stash I can, and potentially iNodes could just be paying out a nice weekly chunk every week. Yeah, no, I'm not selling anything right now. Oh, another question everyone wants to know: exchanges for Raptorium. So that is a big popular question to everybody out there. Raptorium.com will have your answer to pretty much anything you ever need. Exchanges are here. The CPU miner is here. Everything is here. So here we are, exchanges. We got TradeOver, South Exchange, DexTrade, QTrade, Gravix. Depending what you want to do, some of these have Raptorium to USD. Swap it over to USD, move it to a different exchange, cash out and fiat or whatever to your bank account, depending what you do. South Exchange, I believe TradeOver is a BTC pair, so you can swap it over to Bitcoin, then move it to another wallet and sell it however you else want there. So you do have to go to one of these smaller exchanges, but remember, as it grows, as it adapts, who knows, maybe Coinbase will be here, and the next year, maybe Coinbase will be here, maybe Crypto.com will be here. These things could be added in the future, and with that happening, the sky's the limit, guys. Sky's the limit. But yeah, this is where you can find all the exchanges. As they find more, this site will be updated. Everything is that you ever need to know is really on the Raptorium.com website. The miner updates is there, the CPU miner, wallet miner. They got their own blog here. I think there's a roadmap here as well somewhere. Not sure where it is, but you can see the roadmap, all sorts of stuff. But pretty much you need is there. South Exchange is the most active in BTC, but also has Dash. Oh, there's Dash there as well. All right. See, like I don't really look into the exchanges too much because I have zero intention of selling anything anytime soon. So that's just me. When it comes to Ethereum and everything I mine with my GPUs, I do use all that to buy more GPUs and more CPUs. So that's where all my ETH and everything goes into there. And my CPUs are actually what I'm holding on to long term. Our plant is a CPU and say I clear. Our plant. All CPU mineable coins are plant. Our plant is a very big pool for sure, but when it comes to Raptorium mining, there's something going on in the back end, and I would highly recommend not using that pool. You have no choice of CAD. What? Did anyone tell me how many likes were here? Because I still can't see my likes here, but I can still see we do have 186 viewers. Nice. Welcome, everybody. If you are new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. And speaking of all that, I can't find the articles, but if you did not notice, the channel was actually mentioned at videocards.com. Tom's Hardware wrote a blog post the other day, which linked to a crypto blog post, which we were in talking about showing our Raptorium mining profits. And then there was another one. I can't remember who it was. And it was also on Google News this morning on my phone. But yeah, there's like 4 or 5 blogs that did mention my channel. So past couple days has been extremely busy for me. So I'm sorry. I know I'm getting emails from people. A lot of people are messaging me in Discord all over the place, and I don't get back to you. I try to. And my comments on the channel, which I always try to do, but everything is exploding all over the place. And it's seriously getting a little bit on the overwhelming side, but that's all right. I am still trying to answer everybody. I'm still trying to get back to everybody. So if you haven't heard from me yet, don't worry, I will eventually. But things have been pretty crazy here the last 48 hours. So keep that in mind. Hey, Rabbit, CL14 is important, but what about the Megahertz 3200 is a must or a cheap 2400? 2400 is just fine. I run all mine at 2400. Keep that in mind. Oh, I did do the test, hash rates, RAM versus Ryzen when I did it on XMR. That's the other kind of tricky thing. Or actually, it's not tricky, straightforward thing. CPU mining versus GPU mining. Your CPUs are pretty much the same overclocks and everything. I use 3.6, 1 volt right across the board. This rig and my last rig, I'm actually testing out 3.8 at 1 volt to see if it's stable and whatnot, and what the hash to watt ratio could be. But that'll work for every CPU mineable coin. It's not like GPUs where you move the Raven coin, it's more core intensive. You move over here, it's more memory intensive, like Ethereum. Like, you've got different overclock settings for every algorithm. With CPUs, once you have it set, you can swap to anything, you're good to go. The only difference I really did notice something on, I think, was XLA, where no XMP profile actually resulted in increased hash rates over having your XMP profile on, which is weird. That's the only coin I kind of noticed the difference there. But again, running no XMP profile is more efficient anyway, so that's a big bonus when you're mining something like Scala or XLA. But another quick point I wanted to point out there for you guys though, 57 like only. And again, the power consumption on these things, I run efficiency. I know there's other channels out there saying, why wouldn't you overclock your CPU more? It's worth way more. I did the test a long time ago when I was mining, like when I was getting 2 months ago, 9,500 RTM per day off 6 rigs. So that's when it was 3 to 5 mega hash. So that's when I would have seen the biggest difference. And I did notice the difference. I did run the Ryzen clock tuner where you fully wrap. I had like 4.2 on one core, 4.1 and 4.050 I think on the other 2 cores at 1.25 volts. And I did DRAM calculator on my RAM. I had the thing cranked right up, and I tested that rig on Raptorium for 48 hours, and I did it again at my 3.6. And one resulted in over 260 watts peak at an average of like 140 watts to 180 watts. And then my efficient settings were averaging 97 watts. The peakest, the highest I ever saw was 130, and I was down to under 80 watts at times doing efficient settings. And I did get, maybe an extra 500 hash and stuff out of the more power efficient one, but I only mined an extra maybe 100 coins in the same 24-hour period, plus side by side, same rig, an extra 100 coins at over double the power when you are mining mass. So right now, that increased power, you're probably only getting an extra 4 or 5 coins. Sure, if the price hits $1, that's $4 or $5. That's insane. But right now, thinking about it, do you want to average 250 watts and make an extra 4 coins when you could be averaging 97 watts and being 4 coins less? It does not make sense mining with anything when you're running non-efficient. That's why whether it's GPU mining, CPU mining, anything, I run the highest hash to watt ratio because that is the prime number you're going to need. You can fit the most amount of rigs, you can fix the most amount of hash rate, everything on the power consumption that you have in your household. So anyway, that was a little rant. I just wanted to point all that kind of out there because a lot of people do ask that question. A lot of people try to say how you should mine inefficiently, and I really don't think it's a good idea. But again, you guys can do what you guys want. It's your guys' power. If you're a free power solar, go hard. Also, higher heat, higher power, higher temperatures, possible shorter CPU lifespan. Because these CPUs say cool, they may last a lot longer than a way overclocked, overvolted CPU mining away. So what if your CPU dies in 3-4 years and the efficient runs go for 10 years? There's a big difference in, increase in profits long term as well that way. So might be something else you want to check out also. Okay, sometimes I go in these spiels. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, Gary Peters, what's going on? Tains, what's happening? Rainbow Allah, Sting Cool. Everybody, what's going on? I feel like we're just starting the stream now. We're ready to roll. Just kidding. So, anyway. Hey, Matt Electron, what's going on? 39X full rig, 90 watts, always run efficiently. Everybody. Yeah, see, Matt Electron knows what's going on. He knows what's going on. Not like some of those other guys that don't know what's going on. They think they know what's going on when they don't. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, but yes. 100%. Always do that highest watt. I'm all messed up now. Sorry. Highest hash to watt ratio. There we go. Nailed it. Do we have any other questions out there? Is anybody, hey, Matt Electron, maybe you know something that's going on wrong with this thing. Do you have an idea what could be going wrong? Is it the RAM slots? Are they like toasted? Because the RAM seems to work. I am sorry to ask, but what pool do you recommend at the moment? Well, I use the O11 data pool, obviously. This is our community mining pool. I'll just run to it right quick here. Bam, bam. Oh, my internet is like lagging way behind everything and dying. So we are, okay, close that. Leave. Everything's dying on me. There we go. So, wow, look at that. We got 1,809 miners on the pool, 3 mega hash. What do we got here? 3 pending blocks. So if you are unaware, every time a block is found, it will take 3.5 hours to mature. So say you're mining on the pool, you see, oh, we found a block. You will not notice any gains from that block until 3.5 hours later when it actually does fully mature. So keep that in mind when you check out everything. But this is the pool that I use. MC, hi brother, NG Quake, 2 3900X, 2 Asus B450 motherboards, 2 EVGA 750 watt PSUs, 2 Samsung 860s. Wow, you went hardcore on the SSDs there. You kind of overspent there, but that's all right. Hello, how many RTM rigs you got running? Awesome channel, by the way. Non-cautious, thank you very much. I got, well, with the one we just kind of got going today, it's kind of, got a limp leg on it, but 10 total dedicated rigs plus my workstation. My workstation obviously is off when I'm making a video. It's off when I'm gaming because I do have a gaming channel as well. Check it out. Link in the description. I play Ark Survival Evolved. If you love dinosaurs, you'll love that game. Anyway, but yeah, I have 10 dedicated rigs now with that one, and then my workstation, which is mining when I'm not gaming or doing anything. Offer up, LOL. One was free. Offer up. Well, oh, you got one for free? Okay, well, in that case, it's 100% okay. Free is always good. You can't really beat the price of free. It's pretty hard to beat that one unless someone pays you to take it. If GPU shortage is going into 2024, CPUs will be the thing to mine. And All CPU coins will be nice to have. RTM will be the king for now. HODL. Yes, HODL, but you know what? I don't think the GPU shortage is going to last that much longer. I do really think whenever Ethereum does move to proof of stake, like just think about it. When people aren't making the profits that they're used to, or when they first get into something like, oh yeah, this is profitable, and then like, that's what's going to happen. Ethereum is going to move to proof of stake, or at least the merge. It won't be fully ETH2 yet. The merge is going to cause a dramatic effect across all the GPU mineable coins. It's just common sense. Look at how the profits and everything is going up with Raptorium, with all the hash rate coming in. Yields are very, very less. And think about 850 terahash. Well, about 50% is ASIC. So think about 425 terahash coming in across Ergo, Raptorium, or not Raptorium. Sorry, cancel that. Ergo. Ravencoin, Flux, all these other things. That's a lot of hash rate to be coming in. And eventually it will taper out, but there's going to be a lot of people selling all those GPUs. And when they do, prices are going to come down a lot. And that's why NVIDIA is kind of doing their marketing strategy. They want to release, allegedly, the 4000 series around middle of July. Did you guys see that? When is Ethereum 2.0 or the merge supposed to happen? Around the middle of July. So those are all rumors. And if ETH gets extended a bit, I could potentially see NVIDIA extending that release as well. But same time, we don't know what's going to happen. No idea. I really do think GPU mining, at least for a good couple months after the merge, is going to become extremely not profitable. You're probably going to be mining not enough coins to pay for your power. It's going to get pretty bad. I'm serious about that. A lot of people just say, oh, I can just mine another coin. When I stood in line at the Best Buy drop, oh, you can just mine another coin, no problem. No, you can't just turn over. You and every other 450 terahash worth of people in the network are saying, oh, I'm just going to turn over to this coin. Everyone's going to spam onto that coin, difficulty through the roof. Everyone's going to spam onto the next coin. They'll be jiggling across what to mine like crazy for the first couple of weeks, figuring out what to happen. And then people are going to get frustrated. They're going to sell their house because they took out a second mortgage on GPUs. Then they're gonna have to sell other GPUs to get half their money back, and then all the GPU prices are gonna start crashing because there's so many GPUs hitting the getting out there. And then eventually people will start tapering to other coins. Crypto will do what it's gonna do, and then we'll see a nice influx across all the other coins. It's gonna take a couple months to happen, so hang in there if you're gonna be holding out to GPU mine long term. Just hang in there, and it will take a few months, possibly half a year, till the hash rate does spread across. And then once it does, we can kind of start to see what the market is doing, what coin is starting to become mineable and whatnot, and what's actually going on. But initially, it's going to hurt a lot of people, and a lot of people will sell. That's just how I think it's all going to play out. I don't know. I could be 100% wrong, but none of that hash rate has anything to do with Raptorium and CPU mining, so we're all safe on this boat for now. They are working on that GPU miner for Raptorium, but currently it's more efficient to throw some air conditioners outside in the snowbank to help keep the snow cool. Okay, so what do we got going on here? Ravencoin halves. Yes, Ravencoin halves too. I forgot about that. I kind of did all the numbers. I was working it out. Come January, Ravencoin halves with just figure this, with 5 times the hash rate. A 6x3080 rig is only mining like 4 Ravencoins a day, 4 to 6 Ravencoins a day, 6 3080s after the halving, and 5 times the hash rate increase. And there's about 23 times the hash rate coming in from Ethereum. So that's a massive decrease in profitability for sure. Keep that. So some people are like, oh, price will go up. The price has to go to like $4 before it'll be, fairly decent. We're sitting at what's Ravencoin at? 19 cents, 25, 30 cents. I don't know. It's got to like 5x for it to become profitable. RTM isn't 11C, is it? No, it's not. I don't know what's going on with this. What exchange is this? Maybe they got it. I'm going to click on this exchange. Is Raptorium? What is this? Coin.io. Yeah, I don't know where they got. Imagine if it was 11 cents. I just went to that. I was wondering, why is this having, so usually this is always lower, but now this thing is showing it super high. So I don't know why it's doing that. Canadian 8 cents. Oh, that's Canadian. I got to put it back to USD before everyone goes crazy. It's not at 8 cents. That's 8 cents Canadian. 0.6, a little over 6.5 cents. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. That's insane. Maybe it even has a volume market cap. So whatever exchange this is, you could potentially be selling for 11 cents. I don't know where it's getting its number from. Well, have to hope for a price pump. Yeah, for sure. What's a good disk for RTM mining? SSD. I use SSDs on all mine. The two latest rigs we just built, I did throw M2s in them because it was only like 30 bucks Canadian on Amazon that I did find those Kingston 120. So it was fairly cheap. So I did go with M2. It saves you. You don't need to use SATA cables or anything. So all you really need out of your PSU when you do use an M2 is, well, initially your PCI Express slot cable for your GPU just for initial setup. But all you need is your 24 pin and your CPU 8 pin. That's it. Nothing else. You have no cables needed for setting one of these CPU rigs up. Hopefully Raptorium will crash back down. Yeah, hopefully it crashes because people are seeing these pumps and stuff. I think when it does go down again, a lot of people are going to start buying into it. And for more than one reason. Instead of just buying into it for a nice next pump, I think people may be buying it cheaper to throw into what I kind of talked about with the smart nodes for that weekly type of income for doing nothing. I really think that is a really good way to go with this coin. 120 gigabytes is overkill, but those are what the cheap small ones are. You can use 64 gigabyte hard drives for mining. I believe Hive OS only needs less than 8 gigabytes. And if you plan on Windows, I think you need at least 60 to actually mine in there. Now, if you start installing extra stuff into Windows, you'll probably need at least 120 gig. I don't really know. I'm gonna have to go through all the numbers again. I have no idea what the yield is right now on Raptorium because, like I said, when I just did those numbers, that was 2 days ago. Our network hash rate was 65 to 70 mega hash. We're at 106 mega hash. We're like I don't know what to say. Like the network hash rate is going up so fast. Like people are buying rigs like crazy. It's no joke. Like CPUs are literally starting to be sold out and out of stock and scalped. So keep an eye out that if you see a good deal, it may be worth it to buy it. Where I did show those 3950Xs there at $800 look like a steal right now because 3 hours from now, they're probably gonna be at $1,000. It's pretty insane. Like, oh my gosh, like I really can't believe that CPUs are starting to be scalped now. It's insane. Well, Brian, from my last test, yes, we did make more in a 24-hour period. I do plan on testing these again for a 1 week period to see how it plays out. So, but for the most part, every pool will be pretty close. Now, when it does come to we're getting fairly decent size now, but if a smaller pool has a little slower day on the blocks, it will be fairly bit less. But if we have a good day on the blocks, it'll be quite a bit more. So keep that in mind. It's always a gamble. I really enjoy the pool that we're at. My mod, he's been working really hard to get this pool up and running nice and smoothly, and he's done a great job, and it is working good. So I'm 100% dedicated to this pool, and it's been making me a lot of profit. Every number I show you is based off that pool. So if you want to do the same thing I'm doing, then I just say use our pool. Apparently, I'll have a delivery by end of the month. Oh, nice. When I did the numbers, I'm not making much with the increased hash rate on pool. I bought from a shop a few days ago. They had 10 plus in stock and now it's out of stock. I know, it's insane. CPU, like within 3 hours, I saw the price of a 3900X change 3 times and go up over $250 in price. It's crazy what is going on now with the CPU market. Like they are going to turn into the next, people are going to be standing in line at a Best Buy now for CPUs. What's wrong with the rig on the screen? So I can only run, I gotta double check to make sure which slot. I believe it's A2 right now, but I cannot run any RAM in the dual channel slots, and I can only run it in the one slot where it's in right now, which is closest to the CPU, and I believe that's A2. And normally I run them in B1 or A1 and B1, which is obviously the one over in the very first one, but it will not boot. It says you're getting some type of memory errors and all this, but it will boot if I use it in the one slot. So I think, I don't know, there's maybe something stuck potentially in those slots. I might have to just blow it out or something, or those slots are just broken. But this was an Amazon warehouse deal, so it was returned. So I'm just figuring out what's going on. Initially, this thing wouldn't boot at all. It had problems with the CPU and all sorts of stuff. What motherboard model is an MSI X470 Gaming Plus Max, the same motherboard I use across all my other rigs. So I know it's a good motherboard and it works well. But yeah, those two RAM slots just don't want to work. It will not boot. And the RAM is good. I even tried different RAM. Okay, you need to boot into BIOS with a cheap GPU first. 3900X does not have integrated graphics. That is true. What is Claudio? Where he's talking about? Knew it. So I need one GPU to see what happened and configure. Yes, Claudio. I'm probably butchering your name, but yeah, you do need an initial GPU. Throw it on there, boot in your BIOS if you plan on running Hive OS, and that way you can set your BIOS up, and then you can pull that GPU out and let it run into Hive OS. All in theory and good stuff. Today, you guys saw I was building this, and we kind of ran into some issues, but it's mostly fixed now, but not totally fixed. All these people see the huge increase in price, but I don't think they're calculating profits right. I have seen the coin amount half for me 2 times in just a week. It has dropped lots, but it's up 3 times as well. So it's hard to say what's going on. What is the price now? Boom. So yeah, price is definitely up. But remember, the network hash rate is way up too, and it's up fast. So every day we are mining less and less coins than the previous day with all the people buying CPUs and moving over from XMR or whatever else out there. There's still people commenting, like on some of my RTM videos, they're like, why are you lying to everyone saying CPUs are even making money? They only make like 30 cents a day before power. I'm like, stop looking at XMR charts. Like, what are you talking about with Intel CPUs? Obviously, this guy is using like an Intel 4400G or something, hashing 300 hashes on XMR, trying to tell everyone that, you know, he's not making any money. You know, maybe check something out first before you start commenting everywhere. Anyway, cool. Thanks for the response and rectify our grades. Yeah, for sure. So, any last minute questions? I do have to wrap this up. It's been a couple hours, so tomorrow we will be live streaming again. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing. Maybe looking at some rig picks, doing an AMA, talk about stuff. You know, maybe Raptorial will be at like 20 cents tomorrow. Who knows? That'd be insane. I don't know. Last 2 days I woke up and the Raptorium was higher than the previous day. So it has been going like crazy. I'm going to have to get down, figure out what is going on with this rig here. See if I can get 2 sticks of RAM to work. But good stuff, guys. I do appreciate all you guys for showing up. First time I ever had issues with building one of these rigs, and it just happened to be live. So I guess that's a bonus in another way as well. So thanks everyone for showing up. Please feel free to, you know, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, hit that thumbs up, hit that join function if you do enjoy the channel and all my previous videos, and hopefully CPUs to the moon, guys. Thanks for watching, and Rabbit out.